Hello and welcome back to the Suzanne and Sarah YouTube channel. I'm Sarah Willis, and today we're going to get a little vulnerable. We are going to talk about the biggest mistakes that you can make in real estate investing and hopefully discuss how we can avoid them too. So, as we know, real estate investing can be an incredibly rewarding path to building wealth. It's not just for us, it's for the people we care about, but it comes with challenges. If it were easy, everybody would be doing it. And over the years that I've been embarking on this, I've made my fair share of mistakes. And a lot of them cost me a lot of time and money and stress, frustration, all those good things. But with that comes growth, and each mistake is an opportunity for me to learn and to teach you. And my hope is by sharing my mistakes that you can avoid making them on your own journey, and you find value in what our experience has to offer you in your real estate investing journey. So let's dive in. One of the first mistakes that rookie real estate investors can be prone to making is not doing enough research. And this comes with, I think, excitement, maybe not doing enough diving into the numbers. I think maybe being extra excited to just get started, that it's easy to overlook or kind of want to overlook some critical factors like neighborhood trends, crime scores, and really just not being super educated on local market conditions and what the future holds for specific areas. Sometimes numbers look really shiny and things look really good on paper, but there's a lot of extra factors that come with the area that don't play into the numbers on paper. So as a result, I've ended up purchasing properties that didn't appreciate in value as much as I would have liked to have hoped. And yeah, that's just something to consider if you are really focused on cash flow, numbers. You're going to want those holds to be long. So the solution here would be, of course, before making any investment, you want to take the time to research the area thoroughly, maybe even visit it in person. You are going to want to look at historical property values, of course, the economic growth there, businesses that are moving to the area or away from the area, upcoming infrastructure projects, and really just make sure that you understand the area and what it is that you'll be dealing with there in particular before coming into a deal. Number 2 rookie mistake is over leveraging your finances. This is something that's easy to do if you come in hot and plan to grow your real estate portfolio quickly. It's also possible and easy to take on too much debt too quickly and over leveraging your finances using things like high interest loans, like if you're doing fix and flip type projects with private money or hard money, or if you are self-financing through high interest credit cards or business loans, it makes cash flow and reserves difficult and can get stressful, especially if there are any deviances from the budget or if there are unexpected expenses that happen outside of, this one project that you're working on, spending a lot of money on. You can find yourself scrambling to cover costs and really having to watch your bank accounts and spread that debt around until you can pay for it. So I would say be cautious about how much debt you can realistically take on at any given moment. Being in real estate, of course, like our paychecks go up and down, they fluctuate. It's a little bit harder to judge what our regular income will be. So if you are on a W-2 income, this might be a little bit easier, but it's important to maintain that healthy cash reserve because you need it in order to keep buying more properties and to keep improving the properties that you own, and also, of course, to cover emergencies and unexpected expenses. And it's nice just to not have the overarching stress of having to worry about those mortgage payments every month. So taking the time to go slower if you need to and focus on sustainable growth in order to avoid overextending yourself financially certainly feels better than being overextended, and ends up costing you less in the end as well. Okay, so we're on to number 3, and we're talking about maintenance costs with properties. And another costly and rookie mistake that I've made is underestimating those costs, especially when it comes to 120-year-old buildings, right? In our market here in Central Oregon, we typically like to factor in a 2% maintenance and capital expenditure budget, in each of those categories. 2% of the purchase price for an annual budget for those expenses. And I think that is relevant and conservative in our market. But again, if you are shopping and investing in markets that you're not super familiar with, if the age of the building is over a century old, you might consider upping that number. And it's because it can really break you. Let's just say that. Insurance only goes so far. So you definitely want to, depending on the type of property that you're purchasing and managing, factor in, you're definitely going to want to think about the age of that home, the big things that have been done, and factor in a budget, like extra budget for those little bit older buildings and things that are not in your area. Number 4 on our list of 5 things we're going to talk about today is failing to build a strong team. And early on, whether it was a conscious choice or not, I tried to manage pretty much everything on my own, from the buying to the selling to the renting to the property management. And this can be difficult. Like, it's just an overextension of time and resources. And I didn't have the expertise that I needed in all aspects of property maintenance and management in an outside market. So I would say ways to avoid it are investing in a market that you actually have these resources set up already, right? Where you actually have a team and you have vendors that are trusted and vetted. And if not, then, if you don't live in that area, then this can include real estate agents. Like, we can be your team and we have all of the established resources. I am just a do it in our particular market. And that's something you should be able to depend on if you're shopping in a market outside of your own. You do the research on the real estate agent first. And that person should have a reliable network that will ultimately end up saving you time and money. And you instead can focus on growing your portfolio rather than micromanaging every detail, right? Finally, we talk about the connection between emotions and real estate pretty often. And one mistake that you would want to be aware of and try not to make as a new investor is letting your emotions drive your decisions. And this can be difficult, but this is where relying on your numbers and your deal analysis can come into play. And then also, of course, talking to your network, your team, your real estate agent. And, where I think I've seen this play out probably in the most negative way for me is not cutting your losses, right? Like hanging on too long. So I don't know. I think there's a couple of properties that I've had that if I would have known better, I would have let go of sooner because they were just too stressful, right? And I had learned since I purchased them that I want to take a different approach to real estate investing. So things are always going to change. And, if these properties were doing all the things that they're supposed to be doing, carrying their own weight, and I wasn't managing them, it would be one thing. But yeah, let's not let emotions drive your decisions because, as we know, it's a numbers game. And we have to rely on things like data and market trends and, of course, that return on investment in addition to your return on time, right? Because time is one of your investments. So money is one factor here, but your time is another valuable asset that you don't want to waste. So let's not base these decisions on personal feelings or an attachment to a particular property for any given reason. And sometimes selling a property that's underperforming or one that you just keep hitting roadblocks with really is the smartest move you can make because there's plenty of fish in the sea. And more deals to be had. So, in conclusion, mistakes are inevitable in what we do. If you're not making mistakes, you're probably not investing, actually. But there are also valuable learning opportunities and understanding the common pitfalls that we have that we make as new investors. Like the ones we've talked about, like what did we talk about today? We talked about research, not doing enough of that, over leveraging your assets and your finances, underestimating costs, making emotional decisions. You can take smarter steps than maybe I did at first by learning through what I did, and you'll be better prepared to navigate the ups and downs with all the confidence.